guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Stettler pigment liners. I got my set on Amazon. I should have looked up the prices before, but of course I did not. So let me pull those up real quick while I chit-chat a little bit about them. They are pigment liners, which are fine liners for writing, sketching, and drawing, and they do have some claims to them. I believe on the box, but maybe not actually. There are claims somewhere. I'm going to find them in my orders real quick. But I'm also going to see if they are on Blick, because as we've discussed in the past, Blick is my favorite place to go buy art supplies, because it tends to be the cheapest. I've never actually found a store that is less expensive than Blick. The only problem is that their shipping sometimes is pricey. So that is a little bit of an issue. But other than that, I really love them. Okay, so they are on Blick. I got my set of 8 this pack on Amazon for $20. Amazon Prime, free shipping, 2 days, everything. And the set of 8 on Blick is actually $32.99, so they're cheaper on Amazon. I think I might have looked that up, but yeah, they're cheaper on Amazon. Yes, sometimes it does happen. I don't really care. I buy from either Amazon or Blick pretty much everything. But the claims on Blick say that they are great for writing, sketching, and drawing with a long metal tip that makes it ideal to use with rulers or templates. The pigment liner's black pigment ink is waterproof and extremely light, fast, yet erasable when used on drafting paper. The ink won't bleed when highlighted. You can leave the cap off for 18 hours and the pen won't dry out. A durable barrel guarantees a long life, and automatic pressure equalization prevents the pigment liner from leaking. And I think they come in like a few other colors, like basic colors, but not like they're not the same as the fine liners. Like they don't come in as many colors as the Tri Plus fine liners. And then the claims on Amazon are pretty much exactly the same as they should be, because it's the same product. But I absolutely love them. Spoiler alert. There was a set of 6 on Amazon, and the set of 8 was like around the same price. I honestly can't remember. But I went for the set of 8 because they have tip sizes 0.05, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1.0, so 1 millimeter, 1.2, and then they have a chisel as well, which I think is insane. For comparison, the Pigma Microns don't come in exactly the same size range. They come in a 0.05, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, and 0.8. So basically, this one has a 7 instead of an 8, and then they go a little bit bigger, which is really nice. They have the same case as the Tri Plus fine liners, which I've since gotten rid of because I keep them in my pen case now. But they have the same case that kind of flips over, so you can put it on your desk and kind of prop it up, if you can kind of see that, which is really, really nice, because then you can see all the numbers and stuff, and they're super easy to grab. Yeah, they're just like really, really nice fine liners. So I do want to compare the sizes that are comparable to the Microns that I have, that I keep in this jar, that I don't really touch anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really use them anymore, which is kind of weird, but yeah, I thought I'd write a little bit out for you guys to see how these guys work. One thing I will say right off the bat, I hated using a 0.05 with the Microns because it just felt so flimsy. You can see, hold on, let me try and get this to focus. You can see that metal tip, and you can kind of see it shine. That's the metal tip that they're talking about. Something about that metal tip is just so sturdy, and it's absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. It just feels like I've never liked writing or drawing or lining anything with the 0.05. I always just went with the 1 because I was like, I can't do this. I feel like I'm going to break it, and I've actually broken a Micron 0.05 because I've written too heavy with it. But yeah, it's frustrating when you can't use the supplies that you just spent so much money on. But I definitely feel like I can write with this. And I'll do the Pigma microns, or the pigment liners, and then the microns on the other side. So that's a 005 for that, and I'm just going to go through and write with every single one of them. I apologize if my handwriting is shaky. I have not had my morning tea yet, as you can probably see because it's on my desk. Yeah. The 03 is the one that I write with the most, so I'll show you guys my bullet journal in a second. That's the one that I'm writing with like 90% of the time in there, unless it's like a title or something. And then as you go bigger and bigger, obviously it feels a little bit better and better to write, but that 03 is kind of the perfect mix of, this feels like I could write as hard as I normally write, but also it's not like too big. So this is the 07, which I think is interesting that they have a 07 instead of a 08. I mean, that's just what they have. So like, I don't know if there's like a specific reasoning behind that or anything. Yeah, I don't know. I just wrote 08, and that's not what that is at all. It is a 10. This is just big whiteout. Nothing super fancy or anything. Okay. And then I love this one too. It's just ginormous and I just love it. But no, it's like a really, really nice big tip that's really, really good for making thick lines. I think I've used almost all of these in my notebook actually. But I just worked on my my weekly, this is the chisel, sorry. I was like, what am I gonna write for this? I just worked on my like weekly schedule, my like very loose weekly schedule. And I use that one too to line some of the boxes. So you can get a really nice chisel with it. You can get a really nice, it's like it's around a 0.2, it says on the box, with that chisel. So those are all of those ones. And then with all of these, I'll put them next to their comparable markers. I'm going to do like an official pigment liner versus micron review later in the month. But I thought that I would compare them now because I'm sure that's what people are asking about. This just like doesn't feel, even like in my hand, like that Stettler feels sturdy. When I shake my micron, I can feel something shake inside of it. And this 005 just like makes me scared. But yeah, it just like makes me nervous to write with it. It just like feels weird. This is my 01. And keep in mind, these are the microns that I've used a lot, so the tips might be a little bit off, just because they have been used a ton by me. So here's the 02. I forgot that there was a 03, so I'm going to have to squeeze that one in underneath. 03. I feel like the 2 isn't necessary, to be honest. It's just like, why do you need that? I've always kind of thought that. Like, I never use my 2. Or, like, I use my 2 and my 3 interchangeably because, like, it's like, what's the point of this? Here's the 08. Which actually looks smaller than the 07 to me, at least in that shot. I don't know what's going on with that. So then, beyond the microns, like the regular ones that aren't the graphic set, there is a graphic set that has 3 sizes and a brush tip. So I figured I'd swatch them too. This is the 1. I don't know if that refers to the sizing. I don't think it does because it looks a little bit bigger than that. And then the 2 and the 3 are like weird. One's a chisel, one's a normal chisel, and then the other one's not. So this is the 2. So it's a chisel. Kind of similar to the other chisel. The 3 is like weird from what I remember. I honestly don't use these that much anymore, so if I'm like forgetful of what things are, I'm sorry. It's a different chisel. I think that's all it is. It doesn't want to like write. Yeah, I can't get it to write with like the fattest line, but okay. So different chisel. And then last but not least is their brush pen. Honestly, I don't really care about brush pens when it comes to sketching. I probably should. I never use them. But you can just really get a real thick line with this, a real thin line with this. And yeah, that's about it for me. I don't really use them just because, yeah. But anyway, so this side is the pigment liner side, this side is the Micron side. The ink honestly looks pretty much the same. It kind of looked like the Micron side was a little bit blacker when I put it down, but it's really not. Once it dries, it kind of lightens up a little bit. I do feel like this side, if you just look at it, the sizes vary between marker to marker, and I don't really feel like any two are too close to each other. But with the Micron side, I feel like the 2 shouldn't be there because I like the 1 and the 2 and the 3 all kind of look the same to me. The 5 doesn't look that much bigger than the 3 either. And I feel like the 8 should be like bigger in a way, but like with this side, I feel like there's a good difference. Like every marker feels different. None of them, the only 2 that I would say feel kind of close are 5 and 7, but I can still see the difference between the 2 of them and their different uses and everything. So that is definitely a pro for me. One thing I will do is I will do a water test with these. I just have a water brush that I lost the cap to that I'll get a little bit of paint on. I have some paint from painting yesterday in my palette, so I'll get some of that going and everything nice and thin. Nothing too opaque or anything, so we can still see the marker. And I'm just going to paint a line down the page. And keep in mind that I'm trying to give both of these the same amount of time to dry. Again, I don't want this to be like a super comparison video because I am going to be doing like a full out comparison video. But I am sure that somebody would ask about how they both handle water. So as you can see, it does pretty much nothing. It doesn't move at all. It doesn't spread out. You do have to let it dry, but that's true with either the Microns or the fine liners I've found. I honestly find the Microns to be a little bit less water friendly. Again, trying to give them the same amount of time. I'm sure that I didn't give them the exact same amount of time. But yeah, as you can see, nothing really happened to this side either, because I have given it that amount of time to dry. But yeah, they both perform pretty much the same in that aspect. Yeah. So size-wise, I have to say that the Stettlers just come in a better range of sizes. The $20 on Amazon isn't that bad, and I do believe you can get all of them individually in packs of 5 for about $15, so about $3 a marker, which isn't bad either. And they come in smaller sets. So the set of 6 on Blick is $24.99. I want to say that it's like $20 on Amazon or $18 or something like that. And then you can buy them individually on Blick for $4.17. and then you can get them, like I said, on Amazon. You can get them in packs of 5 of the same marker for $15, so that's really not too bad. I don't know, the sizes are just better. I hate to like be that person, but I just feel like you can really see the difference between these sizes, and until you get to like the 5 and the 8 and the microns, you really can't see the difference, which kind of bothers me. I also feel like these perform, I can't say that they perform better with water because neither of them smudge, but I feel like, I don't know, they like stick through the water, water a little bit better. They definitely dry a little bit faster. I have noticed that in my own like art practices, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. These microns are just like really, really great. And I thought I would show you guys how I use them in like a normal everyday kind of setting. So I have my bullet journal and my sketchbook out for you guys. I'll start with my bullet journal and get all this stuff out of the way. There's too much stuff, but I love all my stuff. No, I'm kidding. Close that up. That'll make it a little bit better. But here's my tea. I'm really stoked for this. But I literally use them everywhere. I've literally probably used them. I've used them on every single page, to be honest. I use them to line my urine pixels, and these are all done with 3, I believe. Most of the stuff I used in the beginning was done with the 3, just because when I used it, I like kind of fell in love with it. These thicker boxes are made with like the 7 or the 1, I believe. All of this, like, it's a really good writer as well as a really, really good liner. So I was mentioning that I used it on my week at a glance, or my weekly schedule that I set up for my new job. And the lines are kind of thicker around the boxes that have stuff inside them. So I used the 1 for that, and it came out absolutely beautifully. I did my Tombow swatches with them, so that's kind of another test of using water, because those Tombows are water-based and they tend to smudge things, which is really annoying. I use them on my habit tracker. I use them in all of the lettering for my headers, which is really, really nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about the Tombows. I use them to line around my habit tracker, and I use them on my calendar. And then in my dailies, these are my daily spreads. I literally use them every single day. I use them to write the date and the weather and my little weather doodles, and then my whole list is all written in that 0.3 tip. And it's great. They hold up. The Tombow, I use my Tombows to color in my weather icons. I use the same colors every single time. But like yellow is a really telling color when it comes to liners and paint. And you can really, really see when a yellow gets muddy, and I've never had my yellows turn out muddy with these fine liners, which is really, really great. I did use them in this whole list, just writing down stuff, and I just love writing with them, to be honest. It's just so nice. I use them for this whole page right here. And then, as you guys saw in my February plan with me, I believe I used them. I honestly can't remember which ones I used, but I meant to use them at the very least in this spread. And everything just comes out like so clean. There's no like fuss with it. It doesn't smudge all over the place, which I felt like I was getting with the Microns. And it's just really, really nice to have that. And then I used them, some thinner ones some thinner ones and some thicker lines with my spending tracker for February, which is really, it's just really, really nice to have that variety that like it actually feels different. So that's how I use them in my bullet journal. And then in my sketchbook, there was a great deal of time before I got them. Since starting this sketchbook, this is all Micron. Not to like poo-poo Microns, but like these are Microns, and I'm trying to remember to get back in the habit of writing down what I'm using on a page so that I can like look back and remember what I was using. Trying to remember when I got them. I can actually look on my orders page. I didn't get them till pretty far into this, and a lot of this is in pencil, just so we're all aware. Okay, so I had them on this page, so this must be them. Yes, this is them, because I was messing around to see how they behaved with water and the tombos and everything. Where else? Oh, I had blood through the paper, so I wrote oops on this side. This is another test of playing around with them, playing around with drawing with them, all that kind of stuff. This is all pencil. I use mostly pencil in my sketchbook, but these are all Pigma Microns. So I didn't do Inktober because I don't do Inktober, but I printed out the last 3 prompts and put them in here. And I've kind of been every once in a while going through and using the prompts to kind of draw when I'm kind of stuck. But I used them in here and they didn't smudge at all. This is a me smudge, not a liner smudge. And then these are just some bleed through spots because I'm a dummy. This is something else. This is them though. So this Meeden watercolor paint, I was like really not happy with because it was really annoying to use. And I figured it out. I since not hated them so much, but I am doing a pretty large art supply haul in a couple weeks, hopefully in like a week or 2. Whenever I get my first paycheck, hopefully. I'll be able to do that haul and just get it done and then just not have to buy art supplies for a little while because it is a pretty big amount of money that I'm planning on spending. But I was just testing those out, and these are the liners I used to draw this L down here. I use them. These are the stickers that I made for my kids at work. And I drew them out in here and then scanned them in, and they came out absolutely fantastic. And I think that's it for my sketchbook in here. I'm gonna put a sticky note over this. I don't know why I decided to re-wet that right now. But anyway, I would definitely recommend them to anybody that's looking for some kind of fine liner device. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but I definitely do recommend them. They feel really, really sturdy. They dry really, really quickly. What was I going to say? Oh, for people that write pretty heavy, I feel like they feel better than the Microns. Like, the barrel is like this like matte plasticky stuff, and it feels good though. Like, I don't think you're gonna be able to hear it, but if you can kind of hear that, like when you shake a Micron, there's like something moving in there, and like these ones don't have that. It just like feels really, really good in the hand and everything, and they're just like nice and sturdy. I like the feel that they have. Yeah, I don't know. They just feel nicer, and they feel better to me in my head. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Lots more. I have a lot of reviews coming, so I apologize if my channel is just like a review channel forever, but I promise that I'm putting in some vlogs and some fun stuff in there too. I just decided to plan out all of February, and I'm trying to stick with it, while also not going completely insane. So I'm trying to keep the best of both worlds with consistency and keeping up with what's going on and everything. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.